Now, what we're trying to do is to fail upwards and make better decisions as we move onwards and upwards. Perfection and procrastination, what's the difference? 6 major keys to making better decisions. Let's get into it. Major key number 1, limit your options. It is a lot easier to choose from a menu that is limited as opposed to an extensive menu. What do I mean? Me, for example, I could have chosen any location in this park to film, but I decided this will do. And here I am. I didn't decide what about over there? What about over there? What about the lighting over there? I just made a decision. It saves time and it allows you to get on with what you need to do, right? Major key number 2, draw a line between the good choice and the bad choice and understand that there is a difference. For example, studying for an exam versus going out with your friends, exercising and working on your health, or staying home, binge watching your favorite TV show and eating snacks. You can clearly see there's a difference between a good choice and a bad choice. And don't just go with the easiest choice. What you have to also bear in mind is, what do you want from life? What are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to achieve a degree? Are you trying to achieve a six-pack? Well, if that's the case, you study for your exam. In that case, if you're trying to get a six-pack, you don't stay at home on the couch and binge watch your favorite TV show. You go to the gym and you work on your health. Major key number 2. Are you going to leave a comment? Yes or no? Major key number 3. Listen to your gut feeling, otherwise known as your intuition, your inner voice, or your internal compass. Follow that voice. I spoke about it in my last video and you can check it out right here after this one. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. I'm sure you'll love it. So what do I mean? If you truly listen to yourself and ignore the external forces and the external noises and ask yourself, when making a decision, what do I truly want? Not what other people want. What are other people doing? What do other people say? But what does your inner voice say? Listen to that. And a major key within this major key to tap into that inner voice, that internal compass that guides you. You could tap into that with meditation. If you like content like this, content that helps you to learn, grow, develop, and ultimately become the best version of yourself, don't overthink, just subscribe. Major key number 4. Think of your time as money. What do I mean? For example, let's say you're an entrepreneur and you sell t-shirts. You sell 5 t-shirts a day at $20. That's $100 a day that you make through your creativity, your hard work, and your energy and effort. $100 a day. So now you go to the shopping center and you see a pair of shoes that cost $100. That is not $100. That is a day's worth of work that you are paying for those shoes. That time is money. And those shoes right there cost a day's wage, a day's worth of work. So now you have to ask yourself, is it really worth it? It may be, but you have to look at it in these terms to think a bit deeper when making decisions, especially when it comes to money. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Share if you care. Now, let's get back to the video. Major key number 5. Know that decisiveness and the ability to make good decisions grows with each decision you make. Why? Because of the cognitive feedback loop, this internal process. You make a choice to go left rather than right, and then you reflect on that. And maybe that was the right decision, and maybe that was the wrong decision. So moving forward, you make a more informed choice in life. So always reflect on the choices and the decisions and the actions that you make. Was it a good decision? Could I have made a better choice? How could I have made a better choice? And always seek to improve. Major key number 6. Indecision is your enemy. Sometimes in life, you just have to make a choice. You have to make a choice. Left hand or right hand, up or down, and go with it. Indecision leaves you stagnant. You go nowhere. You make no progress. When you're wondering, do I take a job or do I go to university? Do I go on this path or do I take a taxi there? When you make no choices, when you are on the fence in life, you go nowhere. That person who was choosing between working and studying, there is only so much time before the semester starts. There's only so much time until that job vacancy is filled. So one has to make a decision. You have to, as I said previously, listen to your gut, your intuition, your inner voice. Ignore the noise from life. What do you truly want from life? When you answer that question, these decisions become a lot easier, but ultimately, you have to make a choice. So here's a bonus tip, which I've been alluding to from the beginning. Stop overthinking. Stop overthinking and overcomplicating things. It shouldn't be that difficult. Now, what we're trying to do is to fail upwards and make better decisions as we move onwards and upwards. Perfection and procrastination, what's the difference? Working on something or thinking of an idea constantly, thinking of the idea, rather than creating a version 1. Seeing the flaws in that, the version 2, version 3, version 4. That is progress. That is effective decision making, as opposed to just doing nothing. I want you guys to be active, proactive, and decisive. How many times a day do you open a tab just to Google something? 5 times, 10 times, 20 times a day? Think about it. After analyzing the data of 225 million users in 2017, it was found that the average user switches between 300 decisions a day. This level of context switching picks apart at your focus. Research shows that each decision switch eats at one's willpower just a little bit. And eventually, one reaches a point called decision fatigue. Decision fatigue is when our lack of energy and focus leads to poor decisions. That's why it's so important to limit your decisions, to make the best decision based on what you truly want, and to be decisive and quick with it, to not overthink and overcomplicate your options. Make a choice, cognitive feedback loop, reflect on it. Was it a good decision? Was it a bad decision? And move forward. I'll leave you with a quote. It's very important to know who you are, to make decisions, to show who you are. Stay blessed, avoid stress, and be the best version of yourself. Last question, what does it take to make it?
What does it take to make it? What does it take to be loved?